Android 7 arrives, DJI releases a new version of the Osmo, and loads of VR news. That's what I like. Hello again, guys, and welcome to this almost weekly series that I do where I talk about all of the weird, fun things that are science, tech, drones, VR related that I find in the news that I like. If you were looking for the series last week, apologies about that. Stuff came up, kid broke his nose, it happens. But this week we're diving back in. We're actually going to be covering 2 weeks worth of news in one video. Let's strap in and get started. First up, as I mentioned there in the intro, DJI is rolling out the Osmo Plus. This release basically goes hand in hand with the updates they've made to their ZenMuse Z3 series, where they've added zoom capability to it. It's basically the exact same Osmo as before, but instead of just having static image and the ability to do digital zoom in 1080p mode, you still have that 1080p zoom, but now you've also got a 3.5 times optical zoom. So when you combine the two together, you can get up to 7 times full zoom at 1080p. 3.5 times optical zoom at 4K. Still really cool stuff, and actually they maintain the same price, $650. If you, like myself, are an adopter of the previous generation Osmo though, they're gonna make the X3 available. That's just the camera module. It's gonna be available for the original Osmo for $499. So basically, if you want to take what you have and make it this much better by adding a little bit of physical zoom to it, optical zoom, $500 extra. I cannot see myself doing it, but I'm sure there are a load of people that will. One of the most popular videos on this channel is my unboxing and first impressions and everything of the M3D micro printer. As of the last week, M3D has officially started another Kickstarter campaign for the M3D Pro, which is basically the printer that most everybody wanted when they got the micro, but at the time things were a lot more expensive. The Kickstarter itself, when it first launched, for $399 you could get yourself an M3D Pro. Now all of those are not available, so I think it's $449 if you want one of the early production tier models, so it'll be out in January. But that's early run. It may not be 100% perfect. If you want the full retail version, you're going to be waiting till March and paying $499. But the features this thing comes with are definitely a massive improvement over the previous model. Much larger build area, heated build platform, faster movement, more intelligent sensors, the ability to continue printing without having to have a computer sitting next to it, powered on, running the software all the time, which is awesome. So if you missed out on the original M3D Micro, if it was too small for you, if you wanted that heated platform, go ahead and check out the M3D Pro. Again, as I mentioned in the intro, Android 7.0 Nougat has officially arrived as of the last week. The dates on everything are running together in the last 2 weeks. If you have a Nexus device, be on the lookout for it. The update, I don't think it's actually started releasing over the air unless you're in the beta program, meaning you are already receiving the updates. You should be able to sideload it, and if it's not already available over the air, it should be soon. As for if you're not using a Nexus device, your manufacturer is going to be the one you have to go to about that. The LG V20 is going to be the first device that actually ships with it, and that should hopefully be sometime in the middle of September, and other devices will start receiving it over time. So just, again, be in contact with your manufacturer, be on the lookout for them. Google has officially rolled out their new platform, Google Duo. It's a one-to-one video calling app. I honestly have not even tried it out yet. I don't know anything about it other than, from what I remember reading, it takes a step back from the way Hangouts works, where Hangouts, you just know the person from their email address. With Duo, I think you have to actually have their one-to-one calling information, and there's apparently just some sort of a massive emergency going on. The wonders of filming outdoors. Anyway, Google Duo, I don't think it's going to be something that I end up jumping into. All the video chat stuff that I do on Hangouts. I know that they're going to be deprecating Hangouts on air at some point. They're getting closer. Hopefully it's not illegal to film outside. But either way, if you've been waiting for this kind of a thing, I guess go check it out. Moving on to some drone news. There was some interesting stuff that came out. There's a new drone called the Power Egg, which looks kind of like an egg with arms that flip up from the sides and legs that flip down from the sides. So it's definitely got a different look and feel from most of the quadcopters you've ever seen and maybe tried. It has a 4K Ultra HD camera. It's got a 360-degree gimbal. It's got a 6,400 milliamp hour battery, which is significantly larger than the Phantom series. 23-minute battery life, 13 meter per second maximum airspeed, maximum communication range of 5 kilometers. Sorry, just reading this off to you because but it's going to be $1,288. And for just a little bit more, you can get the Phantom 4. I don't know which one I would go with there. I personally would probably go with the Phantom 4, but again, if you want that little conversation piece of an egg and something that might actually be halfway decent, go ahead and check it out and read up on it. Intel also apparently had some sort of an event last week, sorry. It was a developers conference, and they've announced a quadcopter they're calling Arrow. It's mainly being targeted toward developers because, again, it was announced at a developer conference. Powered by an Atom processor, has RealSense cameras built into it. All of Intel stuff seems to focus around that RealSense camera for depth tracking and everything. They say it's going to be available by the end of the year, but you can make your own by buying components. It looks like to get the components, it's $400 for the Arrow computing board, and the RealSense camera is $199. $250, so you're getting kind of expensive there, but again, if you're a developer wanting to build your own drone, that might be up your alley. Speaking of the RealSense, Intel also released a product called Euclid. It's a RealSense-based PC that is just the size of the RealSense camera. It's teeny tiny. Should be good for helping to integrate into robotics projects and smart home automated cleaning things, robotic butlers of the future perhaps. It supposedly got better accuracy, better 3D points captured per second, just improved overall. And actually the article I'm seeing over on Engadget doesn't mention anything about release dates, time frames, or pricing or anything like that. So if you're looking to do some sort of robotics project and you want RealSense for it, standalone PC sounds pretty cool. Be on the lookout for that too. Another thing that came out of the Intel Developer Conference is actually a Pokémon Go related thing, which is awesome in my opinion. There's a company there that had a product called Jet. It's an Android powered pair of glasses. It's all augmented reality glasses though, but it is Wi-Fi only, so you're gonna have to pair it to a device. You can actually run the Pokémon Go app on it. At least you could when the article was written, and it's a 428 by 240 display, which is not amazing. Actually, a little while back I did a video about a little HDMI connected glasses piece. That would probably be a better option for most people, considering that the Jet itself is $500 and the HDMI connected thing is only $200. I don't know. If you want more Pokemon Go related stuff, if you want the ability to have that augmented reality, there you go. Moving on over to VR stuff, I've been going on for quite a little while here. Minecraft has officially released for the Oculus Rift. There was an add-on for a while there that gave Minecraft the ability to run on the Oculus Rift, but now it's officially supported. It's not the same thing, it's actually something that has officially been released, so unfortunately that previous project is probably going to be going by the wayside, but still, nice to have that functionality built in. Hopefully at some point there will be the ability to play it on the Vive as well. I could definitely see jumping into that one. Fighting zombies and skeletons with one hand and mining with the other, or using a shield with the other, using the elytra and fly. That would be really cool in the Vive, I will say it. Nvidia also made some interesting announcements. They're bringing desktop class gaming to laptops. I think they've said this before, but now they're actually doing it with VR-ready gaming graphics for laptops. They've tried it with things like the GTX 980 before, but the GTX 1000 series, including the 1060, 1070, 1080, are going to be coming to physical laptops. I've seen several of them coming out over the last 2 weeks, and for the price point, they're talking like $1,500. You can get a pretty powerful machine now with a desktop class GPU for VR and for dedicated gaming, as long as it has a halfway decent battery life. That's very impressive. Speaking of which, there were a couple of articles that came out about some gaming PCs specifically targeting VR. So HP's got a VR gaming backpack. It's still a prototype, it's not ready yet, but it looks sick. It looks like something that I'd be very interested in moving forward when the price point levels out. Because realistically, the grand majority of times I use my PC at this point, it's for VR stuff now. Lenovo also put out a couple of VR-ready teeny tiny PCs this week or last week. So again, if you're in that VR market, if you're looking for a PC, there are more and more companies making these that are super small, maybe something you could put in your entertainment center or hopefully on your person, battery power and whatnot to be able to carry around with you. Moving back over to Intel's conference though, they've unveiled a new wireless VR headset called Project Alloy for merged reality. Sounds kind of like Microsoft's HoloLens, but again, it's using 3D cameras, using Intel's RealSense technology, but it doesn't actually say anything in here about pricing or availability, so I can only assume this is going to be a developer-only thing that maybe they'll release the plans for and other people can do something similar. Poop. And because I've been going on for a while now, to sort of wrap things up here, SoundStage is a game that's been unveiled for the HTC Vive, allows you to create a whole soundscape inside of the Vive where you can do all the instruments virtually, kind of like having something like Fruity Loop Studio inside of the Vive in 3D, so it's all over the place. Looks amazing. And there's an article about a Dexmo exoskeleton. It's a glove that allows you to get more haptic feedback from the VR that you're experiencing. I'm sort of envisioning this future where we move toward the Ready Player One scenario where you've got the full haptic suits and you get the entire feedback from the environment you're immersing yourself in. That seems pretty far off. That's distant future stuff. But little things like this, we're moving in that direction and I'm kind of excited about it. And you know what? I think that's actually where I'm going to wrap things up for today because it's getting a little warm out here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you're continuing to enjoy this series as much as I am making it. Leave a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to receive more of my videos when they become available, and we will see you again next time.